It's Wednesday, January 15th of 2014. And Charter has changed their policy. It used to be, when you would get to this point, because I am behind on my payment, when you got to this point, when you have your service interruption, you used to be able to call them and they would give you a 4-day extension. So I called, expecting to get my 4-day extension, and the first guy, like all I could understand, he might have mentioned something about a policy change. I don't know. If he mentioned a policy change, I didn't understand what he said, because of the thick accent that he had. And I was a little bit, I think I was a little bit snotty with that guy, because I kept saying, I'm just like, well, before when this happened, they gave me a 4-day extension. And he just kept saying, I can't give you the extension, blah, blah, blah. So I thought, maybe I'm just working with the wrong guy. So, of course, I call back. Just like a doctor, you need a second opinion. So I call back, and I get a lady this time who I can completely understand. And, I said something about having, a problem with my account status. I'm behind. I'm going to pay you tomorrow. Tomorrow. I get paid tomorrow. One day. If this had waited just... Oh, which reminds me, I actually need to call the gas company, because I have a shut-off notice for them tomorrow, too. I'm like, oh, I get paid tomorrow, people. One day. All I need is one extra day, and I can take care of you. But, just let them know, like, hey, I get paid tomorrow. Don't shut me off. You'll be getting your payment. Hold on. But, what they do now is they go ahead and they build the extension into the time that you had already anyway. So technically, I did get my extension. So I would have been sitting here without service today anyway. But, yeah, I have internet on my phone. Luckily, I can still do, like, Facebook and stuff like that. But, like, I don't have TV today. I don't have internet. So I'm going to attempt to do something productive. I'm sure you've seen my kitchen before, or maybe you haven't. I don't really know, because I don't know what videos are uploaded and which ones aren't. But, it's in its general state of disarray and everything, other than my delicious cereals that are up there, and all of this stuff here. So I think I'm going to attempt to get all of that cleaned up, because of this down here that I bought. I actually, have a toaster oven now, that there's a bunch of glare on, because it was left over after Black Friday, and they're for $17. So that's very nice. If my stipulation on buying it was that I was going to clean up the kitchen, so to force myself to clean up the kitchen, so that I'd have a place to set it up. And as you can see, that has not happened yet. And actually, I found out there was only a small stack of these when I saw them for $17, and then later on there's like a whole end cap of them now, and we still have a whole bunch of them. So I didn't have to buy it right then and right there, but I did anyway. So I have it, and obviously I haven't held up my end of the bargain by cleaning up the kitchen. But since I have nothing else to do today, like I said, I might as well do something productive and get all of this shit taken care of. Not that it will actually stay looking pretty, because we've been here before. I've cleaned up my kitchen before. Like I said, I don't know for sure if that's one of the videos that I have uploaded or not. But yes, this process has been done before, and I'm sure it will be done again, and again, and again. This is my treat. Should I actually get it set up? Not even 2 minutes in, and already tragedy. Thanks to this. Fuck you, Quaker. Well, look at these wonderful things that I unearthed. Those were off some leftover cupcakes they gave us for the release of one of the movies. I don't know, probably Eclipse, I would assume, since that's what's on the... They're actually little rings that you can see. And of course, I had to get the whole collection. some progress has been made. Trash and more trash. And I'm hoping maybe some of my cleaning will spill out into over there, perhaps. No promises. Oh, and look, I found drugs. Unopened drugs that expired in, there we go. It is 6/12. Found this blueberry muffin snack pack. Wonder how long it's been since they've made that. I feel I should say there was no actual pudding in here. It was just the packet that had the pudding in it. So, Lord only knows. Maybe there's some pudding left somewhere under there somewhere. These are the sort of things that are actually helpful, because I can look up this, phone book, and I can see that it was from March of 2010. That has, in fact, been sitting there for a while. So long, in fact, that my camera doesn't even know how to focus in on it. Well, looky here. I found the missing handle to that, to those scissors that are over by my chair that I still occasionally use. These dangerous sons of bitches right here, in case you didn't know what I was talking about. I don't know if I've showed this off before. This is my marker board from, actually when I lived over at the apartment complex. I am gone to Will. That was my old cat, I think, when I lived over. Actually, I guess he moved over to the house with me, but he didn't live very long once he got over here. He got sick. I think that might be an old note from one of my nieces. I am gone to Will. I don't know. Somebody said they love me, which was nice. Netflix was due at the 21st of the month. Yahoo, I believe that was when I still had a website. 22nd of the month, and it was $13. And actually over here, my friend Jack Locke, him and one of his friends came and stayed with me for a couple days. He's a traveling musician, and they were doing a show here in Warrensburg, and they use this as kind of a base of operations to, stretch out further than they had before, take their music on the road a little bit. And before he left, he drew me this to say thank you. He used to have, unfortunately, since it's been laying, underneath. I can show you, because it's not quite. I don't want to show you what the mess all cleaned up. But it was sitting down here, so things from up here had fallen down upon it, and has unfortunately erased some of it. But yeah, he used to have a cigarette in his hand. He might kind of still do. But that was his thanks for, letting me, and he gave me a shirt and one of his CDs and stuff. So I'll link his music website down in the below, so you can check him out. Here's something I got a long time ago on one of our trips to Lambert's. It was, apparently you were supposed to put this in the microwave and it would pop all by itself. Pops off the cob, see? That's what its claim is. Microwave pops off the cob. And I'm sure I showed this off at one point because I thought, oh, well, this is a cool idea. And then I'll make a video about it and show you how it works and if it works, if it's any good. But it expired in 2011, so it is going in there with everything else. All right. Well, I feel like I have done enough work for one day. And with me, that's probably not very much work at all. I worked 8 hours last night. That was plenty. But I did. It's my drum roll. Well, you see, there is now nothing on the floor. I haven't quite finished everything yet, but some better cleanliness up around that place. There's some stuff sitting back there that I'm probably going to move back out here. But yeah, I moved all that, took all the trash out and everything, and ta-da-da, there's my table. I didn't quite clean up underneath that either. And see, I don't know if that's like, I don't know. I need to like shampoo this carpet too, because like that's like from the cat's water and milk and stuff. That could be rotten milk. I don't know. Just pay no attention to that. If that grosses you out, I apologize. But so yeah, now I have a table to set stuff on. The floor, I can walk around. I actually even vacuumed. I scared at least 1 or 2 mice out from back underneath there. They kind of went around there, and the other one kind of came out and then went back. So I'm gonna set a trap or 2 back in there and see if I can get them. So yeah, not perfect, and I don't really know that. I don't even think I'm gonna. I don't even think I'm gonna set up the whatever it is. I kind of would almost like to get all of my, there's a coffee pot and toaster, and somewhere back here there's an Express 101, and half the blender, the other half of the blender is actually over here in this box for some reason. But I would kind of like to get all of my, I don't know, appliances over there, or maybe set them over here out on the table so that I can see what I have, and then when I want to use them, put them on the counter. I don't really know. I haven't really thought that far ahead yet, and considering that knowing me, as you and I both know me, I'm gonna fill it back up with shit anyway before a plan has a chance to be enacted. But at least it looks better for now, so I'm cool with that. I have a lot more space to work with over here. Ta-da! It's like an actual table now, at least for now. Obviously, I have a lot left to do. I'm not going to concern myself with anything in there right now, even though I should. I might watch something, and like I went through an entire Kesha album and an entire Inna album, so I've spent some time. That's all I'm gonna say, I guess. I don't actually know how long the albums were, but I killed them both. So I guess suppose it is time for spring cleaning, and it's a step in the right direction. 2 steps forward, 3 steps back. So at least for the time being, I am on the 2 steps forward. Looks really different from this side too. I can actually see over the bar. And I can step right next to my sink too. That's also kind of exciting. It's the little things.